leaders say no to one Nigeria, seek independence of Oduduwa nation, want issues addressed within 120 days, insist Yorubas will not participate in 2023 elections. We are in support of self-determination struggle, YCS. Hundreds of Yoruba loyalties under the aegis of the Pan-Yoruba group Lema Omo Oduduwa on Saturday occupied the streets of Ibadan, the Oyo state capital, seeking independence of the Yoruba nation. The group, in a peaceful rally against what they describe as the prevailing injustice and bias in the country, insisted that there was no going back on the demand for the creation of the Oduduwa Republic. The protesters, whose compromise of various pan-Yoruba groups and leaders, converged in front of the ancient Mapo Hall under the initiation of the leaders of the group, Professor Banji Akintoye. Heavy security personnel was stationed at strategic points of the venue to prevent hoodlums from hijacking the peaceful rally. The rally, which was billed to start around 9 a.m., could not hold until about 2 hours later due to the presence of heavy armed security personnel who prevent the protesters from gaining entrance into the Mapo Hall venue of the event. On the 3rd, the group later converged in front of the Mapo Hall, where the protesters declared that the Yoruba nation has had enough of the burdens of the marriage of conveniency in the country. According to some of the protesters, the agitations for sovereignty followed the claims by the various actors of the group that the Nigerian constitution had not been effective in the smooth running of the country's affairs. One of the notable leaders of the rally, Bashiru Kunle Adeshokan, was empathetic in his conviction as he noted that it was time for the Yoruba race to have a country of its own country. He said, Yoruba have suffered enough. We are not in support of 2023 elections. We are telling the politicians not to contest. They should not contest in order not to waste their money, because we will not allow all Yoruba to participate in the election. While holding a press conference shortly after the rally in his house at New Bandija, Ibadan, Professor Banji Akintoye said having allotted a total of 120 days to the two tiers of government in Nigeria for consultation and engagement with the issues raised by the NINAS Constitutional Force Majeure Proclamation of December 16, 2020, the group has declared a 120-day period of consultations commencing April 17, 2021, with the peoples of the Alliance territories, with dedicated sessions for various segments of the Nigerian and the international community. Professor Akintoye, who is the chairman of the Nigerian Indigenous Nationalities Alliance for Self-Determination, NNAS, whose address was read on his behalf by Otumba Shade Olukoya, Treasurer Ilema Omo Oduduwa, and Chairman Steering Committee of NINAS, said, NINAS offer the framework for the activating this de facto governance imperative, which begins with providing clear direction to our traumatized people and relating to the international community on their behalf. NINAS knows and hereby alerts the peoples of the alliance territories that the mad rush of the caliphate and its agents across Nigeria to drag Nigeria to another round of national election under 1999 constitution is informed by the caliphate's desperation to somehow resuscitate that constitution, in the essence that if instead of taking down the 1999 constitution forthwith, which is well now with the constitutional force majeure, we, the alliance, go for election under that constitution, we will invariably give a fresh lead of life to that constitution. Whereas if we press on as we are already doing right now by rejecting further any national election, 2023 in particular, under the 1999 constitution, that constitution will be dismantled, decommissioned, and petitions inside the first half of 2021, paving the way immediately for transition referendums and emergence of successor constitutional arrangements. Having allotted a total of 120 days to the two tiers of government in Nigeria for consultations and engagements with the issues raised by the NINA's constitutional force majeure proclamation of December 16, 2021, NINAS hereby declare a 120-day period of consultation commencing April 17, 2021, with the people of the alliance territory, with dedicated sessions for various segments of the Nigerian society, the diplomatic community, and the international community. Let it be known that upon a completion of this first final round of consultation, mid-August 2021, should the demand of the constitutional force majeure CFM remains unaddressed, the NAS shall proceed most expeditiously with the activation of reconsideration of allegiance to the repudiate 1999 constitution and commence processes of the orderly interment of that constitution within the context of the self-determination imperative for the constituent nationalities component of Nigeria. The group also berated a former presidential spokesman, Reuben Abati, for describing the self-determination campaign as treason. In the same vein, the Secretary General of the Yoruba Council of Elders, YCE, Dr. Kunle Oladije, described the self-determination struggle a worthwhile cause. In an interview with Sunday Vanguard, Dr. Oladije said the struggle is a legitimate one, adding that the Yoruba have the right to demand self-determination. We have no objection of all for our people justifiable asking for self-determination, as long as they promise us, as they have done, that they are going to get it without bloodshed. So YCE has nothing against them. In fact, YEC very unhappy with the state of the Nigerian nation, especially in the last 5 or 6 years. This administration has done a lot of damage. We have nothing against self-determination if we can't have it without bloodshed. It is a legitimate right for Ilan Omo Oduduwa to demand the Yoruba nation. So far, they have promised us there will be no violence or bloodshed, because the country has been badly managed in the last 5 or 6 years.